There is a crisis enveloping the West at this moment, and perhaps nowhere is it more evident than in the UK. For weeks, chaos has ruled the day there as anger boils over concerning immigration and what some view as the government handling foreigners with kid gloves to the detriment of its own people. In reality, this is an issue that has been brewing for years, and it's not just in the UK. It came to a head on July 29th over there when 3 little girls at a Taylor Swift-themed dance party were murdered in Southport. Within hours, a woman on social media claimed the killer was an asylum seeker who was on a terror watch list. She went on to say, if this is true, then all hell is about to break loose. It was not true. And in fact, police said as much the very same day, the day of the killings. The suspect, in fact, was born in Britain to parents who were immigrants from Rwanda. Still, the news spread like wildfire, and protests quickly erupted. Some of the protesters likely knew that the killer was not an illegal immigrant, but that wasn't the point. They were angry. They were angry about the influx of immigrants to their country and the changing culture and dangers that they brought with them. By week's end, protests would break out across the UK. Among those involved, far-right and far-left groups, race baiters, and some everyday Brits who are just fed up. We witnessed rioters storm a hotel that had been used by asylum seekers. The video's hard to watch. You see them throw items at cops, set things on fire, no regard for others there.
A bin set on fire by rioters with little regard for anyone inside the hotel. A police force at times appearing outnumbered.
The new British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, would warn the rioters that they would feel the full force of the law, but he specifically named one group in particular.
I won't shy away from calling it what it is: far-right thuggery. To those who feel targeted because of the colour of your skin or your faith, I know how frightening this must be. I want you to know that this violent mob do not represent our country.
Very concerned about the far-right thugs. Thing is, it wasn't just far-right thugs. As evidenced by this video taken the very next day in Plymouth, where clashes broke out between rival groups. You get the gist of it. And there are pro-Palestinian protesters out there and so on. A Sky News reporter's live shot was interrupted by pro-Palestinian protesters in Birmingham. So bad was the interruption, Sky News had to quickly drop the shot.
Community leaders have been speaking to the police as well because...
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Fuck India!
But I think, apologies for the language you're hearing, but a sense of the anger, I think you can hear there.
Yeah, Katie, I think Becky, I apologise. We need to leave you there, and Becky, we'll have security there, and we will leave that. And I apologise once again for the language there.
That reporter did need security because she later said that a man brandishing a knife stabbed the tire of their news van. Nearby, another video tweeted out by Andy Ngo, he's been on our show many times, appeared to show a Palestinian group attacking a white man at a pub and kicking him in the head. And yet across the board, headline after headline, seems to focus almost entirely on the far-right agitators. Some of whom, yes, behaved very badly and they deserve to be punished. But they're not the only ones. In fact, a local labor counselor was filmed in London, and he described those on the right as Nazi fascists before suggesting they should have their throats slashed. Watch.
They are disgusting, nasty bastards, and we need to cut all their throats and get rid of them all. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
So why is the messaging all about the right-wing thugs, right? That particular guy was later arrested, but meantime, British authorities are warning via X anyone who incites violence or hatred, even exclusively online, could be prosecuted. And prosecuted they have been. Over 1,000 people arrested so far, nearly 600 charged. More than 120 of them have had their court cases fast-tracked and are already getting lengthy jail sentences. Among them, a man who, yes, posted something vile, but did not even take part in any violence. In the end, the truth is this is all part of a much bigger conflict that's been brewing now for years. And it is one that people like Douglas Murray have been warning about for years.
There's a real spiral they could be in at the moment. And it's happening in Britain at the moment where, unfettered immigration, mass immigration, illegal migration, and legal migration have been at historic highs. And societies that were high trust societies have become very low trust societies. And societies that were very coherent, including in my own life, have become or are becoming really wildly incoherent societies, where there's very little, increasingly little that's binding them together. Very, very worrying and very dangerous. And we have seen recently with things like the atrocity of this terrible young man who went and stabbed these young girls. The public mood is febrile. And there have been demonstrations and even things that, we do not see often in Britain, burning of police stations by very angry mobs. And then I just see today, a Muslim group, sort of doing a boundary policing thing in their area of chanting Allahu Akbar and defend the mosque sort of thing. I mean, so the way in which things can go wrong. And the reason I wrote The Strange Death of Europe and the reason I banged on about this for years beforehand was I said, it is so obvious what is going to happen.
Yeah. And
it gives me, I was so angry watching it when it could have been stopped.
And now Douglas Murray is also hashtag part of the problem. How dare he point out the obvious, that people are sick and tired of having their culture and their religion ridiculed and mocked. They're tired of losing out on jobs to migrants who refuse to take on the culture, to, the melting pot over there. No, it's not happening. And it's not happening here anymore either. They're tired of being told that they and their ancestors are terrible because of the color of their skin. They're tired of being told they can't speak freely by the very people who are supposed to be in the business of protecting free speech, a very tenuous concept in the UK. Now, none of this absolves the bad actors of bad behavior, but the reality is the West has a serious problem, deadly serious. You know how much my family and I love our dogs, Thunder and Strudwick. I cannot imagine life without them. They're great. They have a great life. We're lucky. They're lucky. But some dogs aren't. And that is why I'm so lucky to tell you about Delta Rescue. It is the largest no-kill, care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. They have rescued thousands of dogs, plus cats and horses too. They provide all their animals with shelter and safety, and most of all, love. And they've been doing it now for more than 45 years. Delta Rescue relies solely on contributions to stay open, and giving can bring tax benefits to you too. Speak with your estate planner about how you can grow your estate while helping animals in need. And check out the estate planning tab on their website to learn more. We love our Thunder and Strudwick, and Delta Rescue would like to help other dogs who don't have that kind of love in their life find it and find safety. Visit deltarescue.org today to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.